Welcome in H-Town. You are now tuned in to The Solid Grip, coming to you live at 5, no time for jive. And today we got some wonderful things to talk about. We got a special guest. We will be talking about the Texans and the Chiefs, everything that's going on in the world of sports, especially dealing with the NFL. And we're going to get started right after this here. All right, man. Y'all know what time it is, man. It's time to talk about the thing that's most wonderful in the world, aside from God, and that is sports, man. I'm your host, J.R. Wilson, alongside me, Peen Wilson, and today we have a special guest, Mr. Robert Lewis, Coach Lewis. Coach Lewis is from the wonderful, and I got to tell you, Pop, just to talk to you, man, I was surprised at how you was effusive in your praise for this man, especially knowing that he's a part of the well-known Omega Psi Phi, man, and you on the complete opposition, man, with Phi Beta Sigma. But he is a part of the prestigious Greek group of Omega Psi Phi. Mr. Robert Lewis, man, welcome in. Thank you for coming in here, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me, Coach. I appreciate you, JR. Thank you very much. I'm excited. Yes, I am definitely an Omega. I have all respect, though, for the Divine Nine, and all of us are great within our individual silos, but together we are definitely a force.
All right. Hey, man, it's a lot of good guys, man, that's got that Omega branded on their arm. One being one of my favorite guys, Shaq, man, also Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? And we could go down a gambit of players, man, but we're not going to do that today, man.
Right.
We going to talk about what's real today in the world of sports. Shout out to my boy Drip, man. I see you on here, man. Share this link with your people, with your partners, and that's what we're going to do, man. So before we get started, I need anyone that's watching this or that's going to watch this, I need y'all to do me a favor, and I'm going to put this at the bottom down there so y'all can see this link. But subscribe to this channel, which is The Solid Grip. Also, comment, like, share the link with your people, with your partners, with your family. Also, there's one thing that you need to know. If you don't know anything else in life, this show is the flavor for your wings, the barbecue sauce for your ribs, the sugar for your Kool-Aid, not your tank. Don't get it twisted and misconstrued. You understand me? So all we saying is this is what you need to proceed. You understand? So, yeah, man. Also, Pop, my old man, y'all check him out. He dropped a new episode today on the Other Hand Sports. He's a high character guy, man, as far as who he is on the inside, and on the outside. So y'all check that out, man. But yeah, anyways, man, Pop, man, this is an exciting day, man. Right now, we've taken somewhat of an intermission, man, to talk about what's going on currently in the NFL. But the first thing we're gonna deal with, man, is we're gonna deal with the Texans versus the Chiefs. Now, I know you from Lamar, Coach. So I'm not really sure. When you talk about Texas, you can't be too sure about whether you on the side of the Cowboys or whether you on the side of the Texans, or you just somebody who's lost in life, like my father, and goes for some team that you probably never even been to the city for. Okay,
I have no understanding of his team. But as far as me, and this, you'll never have to ask this question again. And no matter what sport, it could be soccer, it could be minor league hockey. I'm all H-Town everything. You never have to ask again.
Come on, man. Look, man. If I could high five you through here, I would, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. It's all about. I'm a ride for the house. Either way, you know what I'm saying? I don't have the same hate that I had for the Cowboys that I once had because they got Dak there. I like Dak. They got Zeke there. I like Zeke. Okay. But nevertheless, man, it's H-Town all day, man. And Lamar
and everything.
Lamar Dickinson, Galveston, all that. To me, that ain't nothing but Houston to me. It's an extension. You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah. You're not going to New York and somebody be like, hey man, where you from? You be like, yeah, I'm from Lamarck. Nothing against Lamarck. You ain't gonna say Lamar, you're gonna say Houston. Right now, I'm in Rosenberg. I'm not gonna be like, yeah, I'm from Rosenberg, Texas. I don't know if you heard of it. It's in the metropolitan area of Houston.
Oh, I know Rosenberg well.
Yeah, I mean, you know it, but somebody up in freaking Albany, New York, they don't know nothing about Rosenberg, man. So that's all I'm saying, man. But if you from like Arlington, you ain't gonna say Houston. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna say Dallas, and that's not what we're talking about. But anyways, let's jump straight off into this, man. I gotta tell y'all, man, I was completely distraught Thursday night. I put a post on my Facebook that said, Lord, please deliver me from sports. I meant it too in that time, because not only did the Texans get their keisters kicked, but the Astros got took out that day. Also, the Rockets, they melted in, man. So I'm done with them right now. But Texans versus Chiefs, man, I thought that it could have been way more of a competitive game, especially from the H-Town standpoint. Everybody's putting the blame on the coaching, and you know, we haven't developed because we didn't have much of an off season because of the pandemic. I'm putting 90% of the blame on Deshaun Watson's back, and I'm gonna tell you why expeditiously, and I'll let y'all speak on it. The reason why is because Deshaun Watson came out the first 2 drives doing what they have developed this new squad that they have into, dinking and dunking, looking for the open shots. Obviously, Kansas City showed you that they wasn't giving up the long ball. Okay, well, you got speedy receivers, run crossing routes, run ends, run quick slants. Okay, and that is what they seem to be doing. On the very first drive, 3rd and 10, Deshaun Watson threw a beautiful, I mean, I don't think you could throw a better back shoulder pass to Will Fuller, and he had butt on his fingers. You know what I'm saying? It slipped right on out his hands. But when the going got tough, Deshaun did something that Deshaun does that really has crippled his game, and he turned back into Clemson Deshaun, thinking that he can get it all done by himself with his legs, with his arms, and all his mechanics, all the things that they worked on probably during the week. He throws all that aside and says, look, I got to go win this game. And this is the NFL, man. Everything has to be calculated. And sometimes that'll work depending on, you know, what team you're playing and at what time. But the Chiefs wasn't having none of it. And when you playing Patrick Mahomes, you better come correct, because if you ain't coming correct, he gonna run that score up on you like credit. You understand me? So that's exactly what took place. I could speak this whole show about what happened on Thursday, because I'm still highly upset. But Coach, man, you're a guest. I want you to speak on it today, man. What's your take on the Texans and Chiefs game?
You know, I just think that we played the best team in the world, and one of the best young quarterbacks on the face of the earth. And when you look at it, you know, it's in our nature, it's human nature to, you know, panic when you have high expectations, and when you have a great young quarterback, and when you say, okay, you know, JJ is healthy now, let's see what he's going to do. That's, you know, that's the fan thing to do. But, you know, from the coach's perspective, you want to say, hey, what's the good that we can take out of this? 62% completion. You know, we were able to drive the ball at times. We just played the best team in the world. And, you know, unfortunately, we're going to start off the season playing, you know, probably, you know, the four out of the top 15 best teams in the world. So we're going to have to pick it up. No excuses in football. I just don't think, you know, it's as bad. You know, sometimes when you go back and you're able to watch film, it's not as bad as you think it is. You know, you just realize it's just the little things. It's such a small difference in winning on a play and not winning on a play.
Well, yeah, I mean, full disclosure, I mean, I'm fully in my feelings. So whatever I got to say, it's all derived from that. I'm going to just be clear. Pop, man, you saw the game, man. What's your take on it?
Well, that's why I wanted my boy on the show, man, because I knew he could break it down. And see, I saw the same thing you saw, Rich. But if you look at the Texans, historically, they start slow.
Right.
Deshaun starts slow. Okay, granted, this is not Clemson. This is the National Football League, but he's historically started slow. Look at the championship game against Alabama. Got off to a slow start. So I think he'll be fine. But like Coach said, you guys, you know, your schedule. You know, you got the Ravens next week. You know, you go to Pittsburgh, you come back against Minnesota. I mean, you know, that's heavy duty, man. You could conceivably be 1-3, 0-4.
Absolutely.
Again, right. Like I always say, don't panic, man. This is a good football team, okay? Deshaun Watson is a good young quarterback. And I agree with Coach. Hey, man, Kansas City is at another level than everybody else, man. Let's face it. I mean, you know, I know later on in the show we're going to do our predictions and stuff, but I'm going to just tell you now, man, I'm picking them to win. I'm picking Kansas City to win 3 out of the next 5 Super Bowls, okay? Woo! I'm going to go on record today. I'm telling you, Rich.
Hey, don't put your money up on that, man. Don't put your money up on that. It's extremely arduous for teams. We ain't had a repeat. If somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, since Brady back in 03-04. So I mean, that's extremely difficult, man. As good they are, and they got all their guys back. I don't see that happening, man. So
Right.
that's how I feel about that, man. But speaking of the Houston Texans and the Chiefs, man, something big went down that I really didn't unfold as much as I should have. Maybe because I'm still pissed off at Deshaun Watson right now, even though, man, I know he's great, man. He's a great quarterback, or a really good quarterback with great attributes, however you want to put that. But I thought something happened this week, man, that was well-deserved, man. And Deshaun got the big money, man. And I think that it's well-deserved because here's the thing you got to start with. Football in the NFL, not in college, not in college too, but not in college, not in high school, not in middle school, pee-wee. Football in the NFL is about entertainment, okay?
Mhm.
And these players get paid, is predicated on entertainment, butts
Right.
and seats, right? And so it's well-deserved from that point of view. And from another point of argumentation, it's well-deserved because I believe that Deshaun Watson is top 10 quarterback in the league. And if you don't pay him, who you gonna put at the helm? Who's gonna be the incumbent? Who's gonna be taking the snaps for the Houston Texans that's anywhere near the caliber of player that he brings to the table for the Houston Texans? And I thought that what he got was well warranted. Pop, I'll start with you. What you think about Deshaun Watson's contract?
Oh, no doubt, man. I mean, no doubt. I mean, I think he's top 5. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind. And again, I'm gonna go back to what I said earlier and stuff that, hey, man, you gotta be patient, okay? You lost number 10, okay, who I thought was the top receiver in the league.
Right.
Look what happened to Pittsburgh, man, when they lost AB, okay? 2 straight years, Pittsburgh hadn't been in the playoffs. Before that, they were one of the top 4 or 5 teams in the league. It
Every
takes
year.
time, man. It takes time. And the chemistry that Deshaun had developed with Hop and stuff, man, it's gonna take time for him to develop that with his other receivers. Now, ain't no Hops over there on Cullen or wherever you guys, Kirby, okay? Ain't none over there.
Nah, it ain't on Cullen.
What I'm saying is, you were real hard on the receiver you guys got from Dallas. The guy's a pro. He's gonna be fine. Give him time. But as far as Deshaun and the contract he got, no doubt in my mind about it. I'm glad they didn't wait until maybe like the end of the season. Hey, get this over so he can concentrate on football. So you guys have a shot to win the Super Bowl, man.
Right. So Coach Lewis, man, 4 years, $160 million. Is that a merited amount of money for a player the caliber of Deshaun Watson?
Definitely think it's a win-win situation for the Texans. You are saying up front that you're our guy. We know that the market is going to change. We know that the CBA is going to change. We know that the value of teams are going to change. And so from a team standpoint, to say, hey, we're going to give you $39 million as opposed to maybe the 46 or 47 it's going to take in 2 or 3 years or when this contract is up is smart. From Deshaun's standpoint, the limiting it to 4 years allows him to go back to the table really in 2.5, 3 for sure, and say, okay, now you see where we are, you see what we've done, you see what the market is. If in this press conference and that press conference and this periodical, that periodical, you say that I am the best and you wouldn't trade anybody for me, well, pay me like that. And so, it is a win-win situation for both. That is out the way. I also feel a certain way about D-Hop just because, I like a guy that just puts on his hard hat, grabs his lunch pail, and goes to work, especially without freakish talent. Right. I don't think he's a freakish talent type of guy, but he has freakish talent type production. And so I like a guy like that, but I understand we'll get to that. When we talk D-Hop, if we talk D-Hop, we'll get to that. I'm happy that Deshaun got paid. I'm happy that seemingly, I had a problem with the Texans with Dwayne Brown because you paid left tackles and you paid quarterbacks. And, it seemed like it could have been a race issue. And then, as this activism has started as of late, it seems like Bill O'Brien is being a little progressive. So that makes me happy. Also makes me happy that they just say, hey, you've proven enough. It's not a situation like those guys up north. You've proven enough to get this, and we're going to give it to you, and we're going to get it out the way. That does make me glad.
Well, I mean, not to get too deep off into it, but here's the thing. When what happened yesterday, I'm sorry, Thursday night, my first mindset was, because I'm a real fan, man. I was emotional, man. And I said, look, hey man, Bill O'Brien and I don't know the other guy name that he got with him. Yeah,
Jack Easterby.
Yeah, get on the phone. Yeah, Jack Easterby, okay? Jack Easter Bunny, they calling that man. But get on the horn and call Cleveland and send Kenny Stills and Kiki QT in like a fourth over to Cleveland and bring Odell over here because they're not even using them over there in Cleveland. They're not even using like if you saw any of the game today, he looked like a B team player. Not that he's playing like a B team player. The way that they using him. If the ball don't go to Jarvis Landry, they hand it off to Chubb. So I'm like, hey man, go get this game, man. Go get Odell, man, because he's still a great player. He's he's at a place where Baker Mayfield has a blanket in Jarvis Landry, and so that's where he's throwing the ball. So yeah, to talk about Hop just really quick, man. I'm still hurt about that, man, because here's the thing. I understand players got to go. But when you get rid of the best wide receiver, arguably, right, top 3 wide receiver in the league for pennies on the dollar, that's what I got a problem with. I didn't necessarily have a problem with him leaving because I was one that always said, look, I love DeAndre Hopkins. I love Andre Johnson, man. Love him, man. But the one thing, when you get that one receiver, man, that's that good and they a possession receiver, that quarterback leans heavy on the individual. And a lot of times they don't get through their progressions like they should, right? So I said, man, we need to get a core of receivers that are really good so that Deshaun doesn't have that blanket, okay? He didn't use that. When he was at Clemson, he didn't use that, man. He found an open guy. And that's what you want your quarterback to ultimately do because I said earlier, I alluded to this, that the NFL is a calculated league. Tom Brady is so good, not because he got the strongest arm, not because he's the most accurate, but because he's really good at reading defenses, which Deshaun apparently has great acumen for. Also, he throws the ball to the open receiver because that's part of that pre-snap, post-snap read, right? Pre-snap, you see what the defense is doing. Are the safeties rolling? Are they on the roof? What? All right, post-snap, did they bail out? What the linebackers doing? You're reading the defensive end. My point is that where your guys are running their routes, what you see pre-snap, post-snap, and you make your decision based upon it. So I wasn't mad that he left more than I was mad he left and we got crumbs for him when you could have got something way bigger. Look what Buffalo gave to Stephon Diggs, and Stephon Diggs is nowhere near the caliber of player that Deshaun Watson is. DeAndre Hopkins. So yeah, man, that's how I feel about Hop, man. We got time to do a quick rant on Hop, man. If you got something, Coach.
I do. I think you hit the nail on the head, especially with the comparison with Baker Mayfield and Jarvis Landry. And he has that blanket. He's going to that blanket, and he's not able to see the whole field. In addition to the offensive lineman issues, which it correlates with not being able to scan the field, get to your next progression. And in the next part of the development for Deshaun, I think that just had to be it. In addition to, a lot of people don't realize, and I'm with you on the pennies for the dollar, even though, I've kind of, heard some rumblings that he had to go to a team whose quarterback was on a rookie contract just because of how high his salary was. And that's how the Stephon Diggs comparison really is kind of, not a fair comparison just because of the salary and the matching of it. But, I really feel that Deshaun is going to take a next step. And if, you got to win your division first. And in order to win this division with Frank Reich in Indianapolis, and to be quite honest with you, I don't think highly of Jacksonville and how they run things. But with Reich in this division and what they do, and we got surprised by Luck retiring, and they're trying to patch things up with Phillip Rivers. We're going to have to run the ball, and we're going to have to be committed to defenders that are designed to stop what they do, which means you're going to have to. They want to run the ball. They have one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. So we got guys that's going to have to play coverage because you're going to have to be committed to the box. I say all that to say, D-Hop, we needed to reallocate that money. Tunzel got paid. Watson got paid.
Yeah.
Let's put some money on the back end and let's win the division.
You know, that's a great segue because to talk about the NFL, right? The AFC South, you said we got to win our division first. Pop. How about how about Minshew Mania took the Colts out, right? Ain't nobody see that coming. Nobody saw that coming. And I like Minshew Mania, but everybody just knew the Jaguars were tanking and they was going 0-16, 2-14. But here it is, they came out and beat the Colts. So really, it's looking like it's up in the air. Pop, what you think about that?
Yeah, but come on, man. I mean, look around the league, man. Look who won. The Chicago Bears won, man. You know,
you like Mr. Trubisky,
I mean,
man.
come on, you know,
He don't get it. He don't do it for you, man, Mr. Trubisky.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, I don't. Come on, man. It's the first week of the season. Hey, listen, you guys gonna be fine. I see the Texans and Tennessee fighting it out for the division and stuff. But I agree with you guys. You gotta win the division, man. You know, because at the end of the season, there probably gonna be a limited number of fans. Okay,
Right.
Say 25, maybe even 45,000 people. And trust me, man, that's gonna mean a difference. I mean, and I'm not meaning to switch over, but look at the NBA, man. Look how some of those teams, man, are struggling not being on their home court and stuff. I mean,
Right.
I know we're talking football, but hey, man, the last I looked, the Clippers were getting their butts kicked, and they were up 19, man. So it means a difference to have that home field advantage and stuff, man. And so, yes, I totally agree with you guys that you got to win the division and stuff, and you got to run the football. Okay, I was very impressed with your running back and stuff. I think he's gonna be fine. Offensive line had a few holes and stuff, but I think that's gonna be okay too. Okay.
Yeah, man. Look, something else happened too, man, because everybody been giving so much praise to Patrick Mahomes. Now, I love Patrick Mahomes. Probably we talked on several occasions. You know, if not anyone else knows that he's the guy I want us to take 2017 against what everybody else was saying, man. I saw the dude throw the ball at Texas Tech, man. When you could throw the ball off at all different angles with your arm, and it don't matter where you at. If he's in the air, if he's on one foot, the ball comes. His arm do the same thing. I don't know if you ever seen the movie Rookie of the Year, but in Rookie of the Year, the young man broke his arm, and when he broke his arm, when he got the cast off his arm, he was able to throw like 100+ miles an hour pitches. So he ended up being this 13-year-old kid, man, in the major leagues, but his arm did one motion. It just did like this here, one motion. You know what I mean?
I remember that.
Yeah, man. And so that's what Patrick Mahomes' arm does, man. It does one motion. But man, there's a guy, man, Russell. First of all, man, let me just say, man, if you share my last name, more than likely we can vote, especially if you're great. Shout out to Asia Wilson in the WNBA, man. But yeah, Russell Wilson, man, he went off today, man. He threw for 4 touchdowns, man, 300-something yards. I think he went 31 for 35. I mean, my God, man, he looked good. I don't think he had an incomplete pass for the second quarter. To me, right, Patrick Mahomes, he is the best quarterback in the league, but man, you got like a 1A, 1B situation with him and Russell Wilson, man. And today they put it on the Falcons. I did think Seattle was going to win that game, not outright, but Seattle, man, they put a good beating on Atlanta, man, to come out, man, come out the block, man. And so, you know, one of the things I did want to talk to y'all about, I don't know what games y'all have seen today, and obviously we got more games to watch, but, you know, I alluded to one earlier as far as, you know, the shocker. But I want to talk about this other game, man, because I alluded to Odell Beckham Jr. earlier, and Cleveland, man, Baker Mayfield, I honestly thought that he was threatening Deshaun for the next up and coming quarterback that would be the next phenom. Little did I know Patrick Mahomes would take the reins in his very first year and throw 50 touchdowns, which is crazy. But Baker Mayfield is falling way off the map, man. I mean, you know, he looked like who he is in those commercials, man. You know what I mean? Just walking around in the robe. You know, that's how he's kind of playing, man. Real cavalier attitude, nonchalant. And Cleveland got their head busted today by the Ravens, man, 38-6. Lamar went off again. You know, I kind of got this love-hate thing for Lamar. That's a whole nother show. You know, but went off, man. And so I want to ask y'all, man, about Baker Mayfield, man, and these Browns, man, because you know your boy Jim Rome been hyping them up, Pop. And I just, you know, sometimes these guys, man, they go off the cup, you know, they throw bleep on the wall, hoping it'll stick. But Cleveland's getting hyped up, man. What you think about Baker Mayfield and those, you know, banging Browns, man?
Hey, I got a short statement. That experiment is over. Okay, what's the boy name at Ohio State?
Steeler fan.
Fielder, Justin, yeah.
Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Experiment is over. What do you think, Coach Lou?
You're spoken like a true AFC North Steeler fan.
Hey man, look, go ahead.
You know, I'm not real high on Baker. I think he's an eye me guy, you know, and I when you're in a position like that, and hopefully he matures out of it, and this is just my opinion, but I think that, you know, when you look at him and just kind of study him, you know, I get the feeling that he is more important than the we, you know, and I think that that's prevalent in that organization. You know, I think, you know, a lot of times we look at talent and we look at all of the things that we can see, that we can touch, that we can feel. But you know, when you're not in that building or you're not a part of that culture, what you can't see is, are they a team? Now we can look at the results and infer, you know, and I just don't feel like they have that, you know, that inner connection, that team aspect, that just where they can just pull themselves out of the gutter, and it's just them. You know, it's just us. And when you talk about championship level teams, not necessarily the team that won a Super Bowl, because there's a lot that goes into that, but championship level teams, you know, they have just that inner grit to pull themselves out of a bad situation. And I don't see that from that organization, and I haven't seen it. And so it's maybe not more so of a Baker issue. Talented, you know, air raid guy, typically in the NFL, I don't trust those guys, but it's been proven as of late. The new air raid guy is a beast.
The chant in Houston is "Suck for Justin."
But tell you what, man, there's another guy I want to discuss. You know, the most popular team in the NFL in the last 20 years, that would be the New England Patriots. You know, as we know, they lost Tom Brady to Tampa Bay, in which right now they're getting drove. You understand? When we get off this show, I'm definitely gonna be you know, tuning in to that game. I don't know what happened to my old man. He popped out of there. But anyway, it's you and me, Coach. And right. But Cam Newton, man, he didn't do a whole lot today as far as in the air, but he did get 2 touchdowns on the ground, man. And you know, when you playing a division game against Miami, I know Miami probably gonna be trash, BFI, Allied Waste, things of that nature. But nevertheless, when you playing a divisional game, man, they always are tough. They won today 21-11. And me personally, I'm not sure about Cam Newton. Cam Newton, to me, is very reminiscent, and maybe I should say this the other way around for Deshaun Watson, but to me, their games are very similar, man. You know what I mean? I think Cam is a little bit more physical as far as with his legs running the ball, but I really compare their games. Do you think Cam Newton is really going to play a big part in the Patriots, keeping what the Patriots have had, you know, being at the zenith of football, man, for the next couple of years or however long he's there?
I think that the answer to that question is contingent on Cam being willing to, you know, I tell players all the time, just give yourself away. Just give yourself away. You know, there's a gospel song that says that. Of course, he's talking about Jesus. But if you trust your coach and you trust the situation that you're in, just completely take you out of it. Immerse yourself in that culture, in that scheme. If Cam is willing to do that, and if you look at this game, this is a Belichick game. It's like they won. They ran the ball. Cam's, I think he was, I'm going to tell you right now, Cam was 15 for
75.
15 for 19 with 155 yards
Oh, yeah,
with
yeah.
no interceptions. And so
Right.
that is, that to start the year off with what we've been through, with what he's been through, seemingly healthy, just now getting there. That's probably the best thing that could have happened, or the best way that Coach Belichick would have envisioned it. We're gonna run the ball. We're gonna be efficient. We're not gonna turn the ball over. He has 75 yards rushing.
Right.
I'm excited, and I'm a Cam fan. But I'm just not a fan of Cam, kind of like a person, just, I mean, we're just a little different. We're two different types of people. But,
Yeah.
as far as football acumen, I mean, he's an MVP and people give him a hard time. And I just think that that's a part of, what we have to get away from socially. And we can get into that at another time because that's a whole nother show. But he's a former MVP that has played hurt the last 3 years. And I'm excited for this. I'm excited for Cam. I'm excited for Cam proving himself, much like I'm excited for Jameis being able to do so and betting on himself. We gave Flacco so much praise for betting on himself and then winning a Super Bowl. I'm excited to see Cam bet on himself and what's going to happen.
Well, I agree with you on this thing as far as him giving himself away, because he's definitely done that with fashion. Okay, coming in there today looking like a parakeet, a canary, you understand, with that outfit that he was wearing. All right, looks like my old man is back, man. We got him in there. Pop, you can hear me all right?
Yeah, see, the fellas, man, they be on me about all my phones and stuff. But hey, man, that's why I got 15 phones.
You got 15.
How that's working out for you? How that's working out for you? You know what I'm saying? Hey, Coach, I'm glad that you got on him, man. I'm telling you, man, I done tore him down so many times about having 15,000 phones, man.
Like, Coach, I don't even know how to get in touch with you. It's like 9 numbers.
You know what I mean? He called me, hey, Rich, why don't you go on there, man, do the Find My iPhone for me? Because he got 4 phones, he lose them all. You know what I mean? He call me from a house phone. I'm like, with them all them phones that you got, you know what I mean? I'm telling you might as well pay a secretary, man. Hey, shoot, at least you get your money worth, man. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, Pop, I'm glad you got back in here, man. So we can do our our divisional picks for this year. Who we think gonna win the division? Okay. So, man, this is exciting, man, because this is my type of thing, man. And I might be a little crazy with the AFC South just because I'm still hurting right now. I gave y'all the disclaimer before. I prefaced that, and I'll preface that again. I'm still in my bag about it, but I'm going to be as reasonable as I possibly can. Okay, so Pop, you are the senior here, man. We're gonna start with the AFC North. Who will be the winner of the AFC North division?
Well, I'm gonna pick with my heart, okay, not with my head, okay.
Okay.
I'm going with Mike Tomlin's group, okay? But yeah, hey man, listen. If they just give us 80%, okay, the defense gonna play well, okay? We're gonna play well, but if Ben gets hurt again, or he's 60% Ben, then we in serious trouble. But yeah, I'm gonna pick Pittsburgh to make the playoffs, okay, for sure. But I'll pick them to win the division.
Wow, coach, man, what you think about that, man? I know how I feel about it, man, because it's a team, man, that's not too far from where y'all at, man. They would say otherwise in the Baltimore Ravens, but Coach Lewis, and what you think, man? AFC North, who gonna win?
Right now, at least for right now, you are a journalist. You cannot be a homer. You are a part of the media right now, Coach. We need you to give us some real information and not what you want to happen.
I'm trying to tell you.
I think one of the teams that I studied during this COVID area, so like the NFL gave free NFL Game Pass. So you can go and watch all the games, blah, blah, blah. So I chose to study the Ravens and what they were doing on offense. And their run game is just so complicated and so effective. I think that let's just say Ben is being lights out. He's having a lights out year. He's healthy. I mean, he's the Ben we know. He's getting outside the pocket.
Right.
guys are hanging on his leg, and he's not outrunning them, but he's being tough, and he's throwing from arm angles, and he's throwing downfield. I think the Ravens have enough to keep being on the sideline and just say, we're going to run this ball. Yes, y'all are a great defense, but we're going to run this ball because no matter how many guys you put in the box, they have a running quarterback and are going to be able to outnumber you in the box. I just think that, it's an easy pick. But the Ravens, in my opinion, are going to win the division, and it ain't going to be close.
Come on, man. Come on, Coach. I'm glad we got somebody out there, man, that's afraid to be honest, man. I picked Baltimore Ravens, man. Let's move right along to the AFC East, okay? I'm gonna start with you this time, Coach. Look, let me say this first, man. This is kind of a difficult and arduous decision for me to make. You kind of know the right answer in your mind, and I won't say the team off top. I'll wait to give my pick after you guys have spoke on it. But you have to consider a team in Buffalo with the defense that they have there, with the quarterback that they have, who is leading the NFL in rushing touchdowns, as a matter of fact. But the defense is so legit, probably the best defense in the NFL. So right now it's a toss-up, and I have mine. But Coach Lewis, man, AFC East, who wins it?
AFC East, I love what Miami's doing. I think that they're going to be good eventually. The Jets have finally settled in on a quarterback. That's progress, but we see, that they didn't really have anything for Buffalo. Buffalo, great defense, good young quarterback. This is going to be the year to determine, is he their guy or are they going to move on? But you know what it is. I mean, you got a former MVP. You have the greatest coach, if not the greatest, top 2, top 3 of all time. It's New England's division.
Yeah. We'll see. I have my pick. Pop, what you got on it, man? AFC East, who got
Coach. And again, this is an emotional pick for me. I want to see Cam bounce back. Okay, I just hated the way he left Carolina. I mean, how can you be a former MVP and they just escort you out the door? And then I think they voted on the top 3 players of all time, and he not.
Yeah.
I mean, what's really going on, man?
Yeah, that was disrespectful.
Really going on. So yes, I mean, as much as it hurts me, because they're gonna win 7 before we win 7. Hey, yes, I'm pulling for Cam. New England's gonna win that division. They won't go to the Super Bowl this year, but they will definitely win that division.
And yeah, fellas, I'm gonna take New England too. Bill Belichick, man, is probably the greatest coach of all time. I would definitely love to see Cam Newton bounce back, but I don't think that they'll win the division because of him. They'll win it because of that defense and Bill Belichick. So I pick New England for the AFC East. All right, now let's go right along the AFC West. Okay, this one's kind of tough too, but I think that we all know what this one is. But I will ask y'all first. Pop, I'll start with you. AFC West, who takes it?
Oh, come on, man. Come on now. Oh, what'd you say about the Wilson boys? Come on, man. Come on.
Hold on, the Wilson. No, we hold on. This AFC West, not NFC. AFC West. Yeah. Oh, we'll get there. We'll get there.
My bad. Hey, my bad. I'm gonna go with LV.
Okay. You try to make this show interesting today. You go with LV, man. Gruden will never win a Super Bowl on his own. He didn't do it the first time, man.
I didn't say win a Super Bowl.
He took Tony. Yeah, he took Tony Dungy's players. That don't count. That Super Bowl don't count for him in Tampa Bay. You're picking LV. Coach, I'm gonna move right on up to you, man, because man, I appreciate my pop, man, for adding some electrifying the show right now. But Coach, you got AFC West, man. Don't tell LV, man. I can't take it no more, man. Go ahead.
Von Miller's out. Don't know how long he's going to be out. I can't see the Raiders. Chargers are no. And on top of all that, the best team in the world is Kansas City. They will win the division.
I take Kansas City as well. Man, my pop is over there, drinking some good water, man.
Kansas City going to win the Super Bowl, but they gonna finish second to LV. Okay, what I say?
Oh, my God. All right, man. AFC South, man. All right, this is home. But Coach, I'm starting with you, man. Who takes the AFC South?
I really, I think that Phillip Rivers is going to Phillip Rivers. He's going to take risks. He's going to throw interceptions. Oh yeah. I don't think highly of Jacksonville. It's going to be tough to get around Tennessee. They can do some things when you can run the ball, and when you say, hey, I got a 6'2", 235 that's gonna fall forward for 4 yards every time, that just opens up your play action game. So it's gonna be tough to get around him. But I started off, one of the first things that I said is that, I'm all H-Town, everything. And I know I told Coach you can't be a homer, but this is based on facts. I really do think one of the things that Bill O'Brien does well is his team responds to him. No matter what you have to say about him, the team responds to him. He doesn't call plays well, even though he's not this year. Some things, his management, time management is a little off. But as far as the team responding to him, I think that's the only reason he has a job to this day. They do answer the bell when he asks them to.
Okay, Pop, who you taking, AFC South?
I'm gonna go with the Texans, man. I mean, like I said, I just think that there's enough there. I know JJ is in the twilight of his career and stuff, but I mean, hey, man, I believe in number 4, man. I mean, I think it's going to come down between them and Tennessee, but I think they'll win the division.
Yeah, man, I'm going to take the Texans too, and I promise you it's not biased. If anything, I didn't want to take them because they're on my blitz list right now, you understand? But I'm going to say this. Yes, it is between the Texans and the Titans. Ryan Tannehill is not going to have another season like he had last year. It was a complete aberration. No, sir. They will not win the division. I don't even know if they'll make the playoffs. I'm just being all the way honest, man. Let's move along. NFC East, Pop, who you taking?
NFC East. Is that them boys, some Big D?
Oh, yeah. I say their names now. The Cowboys are in that division.
Listen to me. I am going with a sentimental pick, the Washington football team. Hey, man, don't laugh. Did they not win today?
Hold on. Who gonna get him there? Dwayne Haskins?
No. Hey, no. Listen to this.
I'm listening. I promise my headphones on right now. I can hear you real good. Go ahead.
The number 3 quarterback, a man who came off the most gruesome injury in the history of the National Football League. He's gonna pull a Willis Reed, and he's gonna come back, and they're gonna win the division, losing the first round of the playoffs. You heard it. I
admire your moxie, Pop. I really do. Coach, man, what you got on it?
I'm a Texan fan. One thing I'm not though, and I'm not a Cowboy hater. I don't hate on them.
Yeah.
They don't really just get under my skin, except some of the fans do. I think Philly, had a tough one today, and I really don't get that. I don't think the Giants are ready yet. First year with Coach Judge. I just think that the Cowboys' time is now. They have one of the best or deepest receiving core. Dak definitely should be locked in and have something to prove. And, with what went on this week, I kind of backs up that statement. And you got Zeke. So I picked the Cowboys to win that division.
Okay. I'm taking Philly. I really, really like Carson Wentz, man. Just 2, maybe 3 years ago, he had an MVP season, man, towards ACL. But I like Carson Wentz, man. I think that Carson Wentz and Philly will take it over Dallas. And that's got a little something to do with my inner rivalry. But nevertheless, that's my pick and nobody else's, so it don't matter. Let's move right along, man. NFC North. Coach, who you got?
It's gonna be tough. You say the surprise game was Jacksonville, and I'm gonna have to agree with you. But one of them, in my opinion, was Green Bay beating Minnesota today. I do think highly of Coach Kubiak, and he is now the offensive coordinator in Minnesota. Mm-hmm. We know they have an all-world running back in Cook, and a quarterback that can do the things that Kubiak asks your quarterback to do the things that we saw Matt Schaub do for years. And I just think it's going to be Minnesota when it boils down to it.
Side note, not Cooks. Kirk Cousins is like a glorified, not Matt Schaub. He's inaccurate, man. I had the guy's name in my head. I can't think about it, but
he is.
He's like a glorified Matt Schaub, man. But Pop, who you got? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I definitely agree with the fact that he's inaccurate, which is why Kubiak is perfect for him, because Kubiak's gonna run outside zone, naked and boot, and those windows are so large. He doesn't have to be accurate. it's gonna be guys running wide open, and that's gonna play into his game.
Well, we gonna see. Pop, who you got? NFC North.
Man, it hurts me to say this, but Danica's ex team is going to win that division.
I see what you're doing, man. I gotta say the same, man. Look, man, Green Bay, they're not gonna beat it, man. Rodgers went out today, 32 for 44, 364 yards, 4 touchdowns. Was looking like the vet that he is, man. He's the original Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? Until he birthed Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? And Pat just, is looking like a stout, Aaron Rodgers out there, but Packers take all the way, man. So let's move right along. NFC South, man. Who y'all taking first? I'm gonna start with you, Pop.
NFC South.
Mm-hmm.
Who that? Huh? Who that?
Yeah.
Who that?
Who that taking it all day, huh? Okay. Okay.
I mean, you know what, man? You know what? I mean, when you think about Louisiana, man, and you think about what's going on, what has gone on, what's going on there now. They're going to get hit again, man. It's just something about those people and that community of people. They rise to the occasion, and hey, man, I'm pulling for them. It's going to be tough, but I just think that Drew on his last leg, this is probably it for him. I don't see him getting another contract. So, hey, I think Who Dat Nation gonna get it this time.
All right, Coach, who you taking? NFC South.
I just, we know that Coach Arians can score points and put up an offense, and the talent level that they've surrounded Tom Brady with is kind of hard to deny. I don't think that now is the time to really judge them, but when it all boils down to it, it's all about the players. And yes, the Saints roster is very talented, but Jameis threw for 5,000, even though he had 30 plus
right.
interceptions, and we know that that's not going to happen with Tom Brady. And so I'm going to go with Tampa Bay.
Man, it's very interesting, man. You went with Tampa Bay, man. And look, here's the thing. Tampa Bay will be in the playoffs, but as a wild card team, I think that the New Orleans Saints definitely will win that division, man. Drew Brees still looks really good. He's a vet, and I don't think he just wants this guy who's on his coattail that they call a quarterback who they pay that money to, who's only played like 22 snaps in the NFL, become the incumbent right behind him. He going to try to go out with a bang. All right. Last one, man, and then, the clock on the wall is going to say that's all, y'all. And we go NFC West, okay? Now, I'm going to pick first, and I'm going to let y'all close out. NFC West, none other than the brother from another mother with the same last name, Russell Wilson, and the Seahawks. They're going to take it all the way, man. I see what the Cardinals are trying to do right now. They got Hop. I got love for Hop. Jimmy Garoppolo, he can't throw a 20-yard in route accurate. I really like the Rams, man. I really do, man. I really like the Rams, man, but they just are discombobulated in some ways, in some parts. And I don't know if they're going to be able to get it together enough to win that division. So I am definitely taking the Seattle Seahawks. Pop, who you got on it?
Coach, what was Kyler Murray's record in high school?
Undefeated. Undefeated. No ties, no losses.
All right. Yes. Our namesake going to win the division, but Kyler Murray, by the way, they won today, 24-20. Hop had 14 catches for 151 yards. They will make the playoffs. The 49ers won't make the playoffs.
Wow. Okay. All right, Coach, who you got on it, man?
It's going to be a tough one. I'm going to go with San Francisco. I like the defense.
You trying to electrify the show now? Okay, go ahead, Coach.
Yeah. I like the defense. I like the run game. To me, I'm a fan of Wilson. I really am. And he has these games where, like today, he puts it on. But when it boils down to it, in my opinion, he needs a lot of help. He needs run game support. He needs to be able to lean on that run game so he can get outside the pocket and do what he does best and make plays. And I'm not saying that he's not going to have that run game. I'm just saying that, in my opinion, I think that San Francisco is the best team in that division. They're very well coached. If they can limit the turnovers and, of course, with injuries, they'll win the division.
Well, man, I'm definitely excited to see who's going to win all of those divisions. Maybe we can get another show, Coach, where we get you on here, man, when we talk about who ultimately we feel like is going to be playing in the big show in February. We'll have to see what happens. I'm excited nonetheless. NFL is back in full effect. Okay, hoping them Texans come back and do something, but I know they're going to get skull drug against Baltimore, but it's all good. I'm still going to be a fan. I'm still going to love the game of football.
Yes,
man,
indeed.
Good luck to y'all on y'all's upcoming season. I know that y'all have been dealing with some technical difficulties, some real obstacles and formalities, man, dealing with this, this virus that's going around. And okay, I just, put a verb on the noun. I did that. And but yeah, Coach, man, good luck to y'all, man. Me and my father appreciate you greatly, man, for coming on this show. Yeah, huh? You say y'all gonna wake them up?
Wake them up.
We're gonna wake them up, baby.
Wake them up.
Been asleep for a long time, baby. We finna wake them up.
Okay, all right. Hey, look, my father has he has a lot of faith in y'all's coach. I've never met the man, but he is effusive in his praise for him. And man, I hope the best for y'all, man. I wish y'all the best of luck. That y'all win y'all division against all them teams y'all play 45 miles away from y'all. But yeah, man, I wish the best of y'all, Coach, man. Appreciate you coming on here. For me, J.R. Wilson, for my Ping Wilson, for Coach Robert Lewis, you know what I mean? Go Patriots, and we thank y'all, man, for who watched this and gets an opportunity to watch this. Share this link with your people, with your partners, with your family. Remember, this show is the gravy for your mashed potatoes. And we're going to get out of here. Grace and peace to all y'all.